welcome back to another episode of Buffalo Happy Hour. Mike, what's going on?
Derek, a lot. I'm getting situated from the Wednesday Whiskey Review. You're adjusting the lights, and I'm having an aneurysm over it, but that's fine.
You're fine. You'll live.
You got two different whiskeys happening. I finished the one. I'm on my other one. Starting with our sponsors for today's episode, High Peaks Imagery. If you are a local business in Buffalo, New York, and you are looking to have a veteran-owned business, swing over to your business address for marketing opportunities to be conducted via first-person drone footage, then have High Peaks swing over. They can work with you at taking your marketing to another level, in which they would fly a first-person drone through your establishment and around it, above it. They would dive it. Whatever you want them to do, they can do with their equipment, and they can capture amazing things for marketing purposes. If you are interested in such things, reach out to highpeaksimagery.com. God bless. Our next sponsor, Queen City Creative Works. Queen City Creative Works is a married couple with children and multiple dogs who love each other very much, and they decided to go into business, in which they now own...
Would you be able to go into business with Colleen or no?
We'll talk about it.
All right.
In which they have multiple pieces of equipment, and they make personalized equipment pieces for businesses. Meaning, here's a piece of equipment. It's a bottle opener. It's branded with our logo on it. If you're interested in a metal silicone-wrapped bottle opener with our logo on it, head over to queencitycreativeworks.com. Are you kidding me right now? What is this, amateur hour?
I hate this.
I remember the first time I had a
dude.
part-time job. The bottle opener can be sent right to you. They can ship to you through USPS right to your door.
They can also make hats. Look at this hat.
They make hats. They make water bottles, T-shirts, anything and everything. They're an Etsy shop on roids. QueenCityCreativeWorks.com. Scroll down to their homepage to Buffalo Happy Hour Shop Now button. Click and enjoy. You can buy some products. Addie's, thanks for your logo. Without Addie's, we would essentially be useless when it comes to different reviews for different products. So
That's very true. You got to show them some love.
Yeah. Addie's deserves more love than most liquor stores and partnerships deserve. So
Addie just understands the power of marketing and partnerships and forming relationships with people in the community, I feel like.
And loyalty.
Yeah.
And a lot of what they teach us, I'm going to be fully transparent. Derek and I have learned a lot from the people that we've met that run and own small businesses, large businesses, etc. And, you know, really what we've learned since 2019 is it's tough because Buffalo's a large city, but it's a small city. So as I sit here trying to pontificate the way to articulate what I'm trying to say.
Whoa, too much of Kate's going on.
You like that?
Yeah.
I
feel like that's your word of the day.
Pontificate is the word of the day. Is loyalty. And they taught us, Addie's has taught us a lot when it comes to relationships, developing relationships, how to work with other people and businesses, right ways, wrong ways. And in Buffalo, it does matter. So, Addie's, thank you very much for all of your input because it is greatly appreciated. And, from our standpoint, I really can't say good enough things. So, yes, we do make a ton of jokes naturally because we're all savages. But thank you for everything from the bottom of our hearts. And thank you for your logo on the bottom corner of our screen.
And our hearts.
And
their logo is on the bottom of my heart.
On the top of my heart. So
really?
We'll talk about it.
It was tough.
So
it was painful.
With Colleen and I going into business, I think we could, in a real estate realm, flipping houses maybe together, have contractors do all the work, and then we'll just kind of talk about what we want to do. I think if money was no object, then that would be a thing. What Queen City Creative Works God bless what they do. I don't know how they juggle the dogs, the kids, the business, their full-time jobs outside. I mean, that is just pure insanity.
And they work at home together.
Yeah.
Like their full-time jobs. And to that, they have an U-shaped desk where Nick works on one side and Lisa works on the other. So they're conjoined by desk. I love Gina dearly, but I'd kill her. I wouldn't be able to do it. I can't. I give them so much credit because I just couldn't do it.
There's a lot of things that I want to talk about, but we're live, so I won't.
We can talk about it. Go for
Nah.
it. Yeah, dude.
It's. I mean, dude, what's that sexual tension like during the workday when you just look over and your wife's just sitting there looking at you? Could you imagine? How do you get things done? How do you sit there as a man in your 30s and you're just like, man, you know? And then you're like, no, I'm gonna fill out this
Gotta be
Excel.
tough.
I'm gonna fill out this spreadsheet right now.
Yeah.
How is that not
I'll
college?
spread her sheets.
Pause. How is this not like college? Queen City. Good on you guys.
Good on you
You know,
guys.
good on you guys. So anyways, we're still sober, so let's dive into today's useless fact. This is a dumpster fire.
Emphasis on useless.
Stop. There's actually been some good facts that have been shared.
Have they ever been useful, though?
Yeah.
Like
if
what?
you're lost in the woods, cut down a power line,
But
they'll
you
find
have
you.
to have an axe with you. We've
Grow
already
up.
talked about that.
Grow up.
You can't just karate chop a power line.
What do you say after intercourse? First comment, thanks, Dad.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Joke. That was a joke of the day. Let me go to the useless fact that I saved. In 1959, I thought of you. An optional extra in Volkswagen cars was a coffee maker.
Really? That's sick.
Dude, you're so excited right now.
That was really cool.
Could you imagine that?
That's a useful fact. But
it is?
It's not really.
That's
because
one
I
of
can't
the
get it
most
now.
useless I've
Yeah,
ever
no,
shared.
really. That'd be sweet, though.
Yeah.
I'm in the market for a new coffee maker.
Why?
I want an espresso maker, dude. Ever since we had true
Here we go.
Americanos.
Not to sound
Not to
pretentious.
sound pretentious, but when I was in Ireland, we had amazing Americanos.
And
now,
cappuccinos, bro.
now I wasn't a fan of the cappuccinos.
Shut up. You love that cappuccino after dinner. And
After
don't take that
dinner,
away
yeah.
from me.
After dinner, it was
yeah,
good.
it came with that little biscuit.
Yeah.
That-
After dinner, it was good because I wasn't looking for a pick-me-up.
No.
But
yeah.
I don't really get pick-me-ups from regular coffee, let alone espresso. So the cappuccino was just like, I'm here, not going to do anything for you, but I'll taste fine. I'll taste like weak water. But after dinner, I want that. But in the morning, I don't. So I've been having a lot of espressos lately. I've been having a lot of Americanos lately. At my
Where?
place of business.
Are you driving somewhere for
No,
these?
my-
They got that machine.
My place of business has this machine. Supposedly it's $50K. No way is this thing $50K. It can't be. It's a fully automatic espresso machine.
Have you ever gone to Restaurant Depot?
I haven't yet because you still haven't given me my card.
I got it right here.
Do you? Actually, speaking of cards, you want to see something mad official? So that's my Restaurant Depot. Do I gotta go get like a mugshot or something to prove that I'm this person?
No.
Okay, perfect.
You literally just walk in and scan the. It's the most unsecured facility I've almost ever witnessed in my life. Next to where the ROC COVID rapid test facility that we went to, that was the most unsecure.
Hell yeah, dude! This is legit.
What is this?
That's our drone license.
Why did they make this so official?
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was going to be a sticker that they just plop on our drone, and like someone would contact me if I found it. No, this is the legit. Like it, you can scan it.
Did they? This is screaming FAA. Did they send this in a blank white envelope?
Yeah.
Naturally.
Open immediately. But yeah, so that's our drone. That's our drone card now.
That's nasty.
But anyway, so Restaurant Depot has espresso makers. You're saying?
They have. Do they have meat slicers? You know the ones where it's just like
We
bing,
were talking
bing,
about that, like from
bing.
Tops that
yeah.
you get away for sliced turkey.
Yeah. Then they have a $2,000 cappuccino machine.
Yeah. See, I don't. This one at my job is $50,000.
It can't be.
It can't be. No way. But that's like money laundering stuff 101. Like you really overcharge. I'm thinking hard Marty Bird right now, where he's replacing all the carpets in all the rooms for $90 bajillion because he's laundering money through the business. That's what I'm thinking right now. But anyway.
Automatic coffee machine.
Yeah.
Right?
Fully automatic coffee machine. There's different tiers of them. I found one online that was $30,000. I don't understand how. But anyway. There's one on the floor, a couple above me, and everybody looks, whenever I go up there, they look at me weird, like, you're stealing my coffee. It's like, bro, I don't have one on my floor, so I don't know what you want me to do, because we're all a part of the same company, so I'm going to grab some of yours, because I don't have one on my floor.
Okay, so one of the most expensive stores in our area that you can buy coffee machines at, and I'm doing a soprano hard sniff, is $1,000 for a fully automatic coffee machine.
That's what I'm saying. 50,000.
Next time you get some bonus or something redonkulous that you get, like, I don't know, every 12 days at your job, then, yeah, drop one into your kitchen and just be like, power move.
I already have one in my wish list right now that I want. It's $449. And my buddy was telling me that I have to buy a hand grinder that's $150 because it works better than his $800 grinder. Wild. But anyway, so I
People
go up to
spend
that.
so much money.
I know, but it's so good though. So I go up to the floor, a couple floors above me. I do double shot of espresso, 4 ounces of water, and I'm good to go.
In one cup?
Yeah, because that's an Americano. Americano is just espresso and water and hot water. So what you do, because I researched this, is it's however many ounces of espresso, you have to double that for the water. So if you have 2 ounces of espresso, you should have 4 ounces of hot water. Combine that together, mwah, beautiful. I get one every Tuesday, Thursday.
First beep?
Friend. Not even close.
Yeah, we are.
12 minutes. Not close at all.
What are you doing? It's literally 3 minutes.
So how long would not be close?
Like 6 minutes in is not close to the
Would
first
you really
beep.
think that it was 15 minutes, 6 minutes in, though?
Well, no,
Like, I
because
feel like
we've been
3
doing
minutes
this
off.
since
That's what I'm
2019.
saying. So
I feel it in my bones.
So
that
I feel like 3 minutes off is way off.
Trust me, I know what 3 minutes is.
I know what 30 seconds is.
Yeah. It's
but yeah,
2 minutes
so-
and 30 seconds for cleanup.
Do you just do drip coffee now?
Oh, we're back to coffee.
Yeah.
So I have an auto drip. However, my auto drip. Here's the thing. I grind whole bean coffee. So it's a step up from a normal auto, and I'm not using Maxwell House, right? So I'm using premium coffee roasters. No free shout outs, but free shout outs for the boys, and then Great Lakes because they're literally around the corner from my house. And in a pinch, it makes sense opposed to driving to Lackawanna, where if they close at 2 o'clock, I'm screwed, depending on the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right. So that's what I got. I think my next step is French press.
Yeah. It's kind of difficult to clean, though, French press.
I love cleaning though.
I know, it's true. You should get an AeroPress. AeroPresses are awesome.
What I really need is my current auto drip. It's bulletproof. Have it. No worries.
Hamilton Beach, or are we talking
Cuisinart?
Cuisinart?
It's a Cuisinart that I got from my wedding registry. You'll see. You'll see what happens. When you start scanning all the things. Yeah. I scanned things we literally didn't need. American flag handle branded can openers. We don't even buy cans. I'm like, but I want this. And my sister bought it because she's a savage.
I hate wedding registries.
No, dude. The only thing
I hate it. I hate when people buy stuff for me. It
get
literally
over it.
bothers me to my core.
Okay, well, get over it because there's family members that literally die for wedding registries. They're so excited about wedding registries. Just let it happen.
I have one thing on there that I want, and that's that espresso machine because I know that no one will buy it.
Mine was the coffee maker, and Colleen's aunt bought it, and I almost I'm gonna drive out of state and hug this woman because it was really like that, and then the can opener, which was like a whopping $7.
Right.
That was it. Those are the only 2 real things that I actually scanned personally that I wanted. The rest was like joint. This would be nice.
Yeah, like towels.
Well, no, like silverware, plates, whatever.
Household.
The
random
normal
stuff.
things. Yeah, the normal things. But it's so much fun to walk around and scan, man. You just scan everything. No, it's amazing.
I hate it.
Because you don't know what's gonna happen. You're just like, someone literally might buy this. Someone literally might buy this. And the closer you get to the wedding, the less things on there that are there, except for like the super expensive items. And then what's crazy is you'll have family members go like join into one gift that's like $1,000. They'll all split it.
That's what I'm hoping for this espresso machine. $449.
It's realistic. Our next step is keeping our Cuisinart auto drip that's also got like a single serve side to it. Keep our grinder, because we use whole bean, but switch and have a legit cappuccino machine because I would have a cappuccino every single day. No
Colleen
question.
like cappuccinos?
Yeah. Ever since the honeymoon when she went to Europe for the first time and had it, and she's just like, oh goodness gracious, like I'm surprised they lost the war. I'm like, well, this is fact. We're better.
Yeah.
They just have really good food that's clean and amazing caffeinated beverages.
I wonder if Gina would like. She hates coffee, but I feel like she might like.
She a tea
cappuccinos.
person?
No, she does. She's like fizz.
She just so
like
she just wakes up.
It's
alive.
like an Arbonne product that's caffeinated. That's
Okay.
what she does.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just like wakes up with energy. I'm like, I don't understand. What's
I mean,
going
I
on.
do too, but I just like the process.
I drink coffee for the taste. I don't drink it for the caffeine. Like,
I don't know,
if
man. You'd probably get horrible headaches if you stopped drinking coffee for a week straight.
Probably, but that has to do more with my addiction to caffeine, not necessarily my
Correct.
reliance on it for energy, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Because like I get up in the morning when I go to the gym at 5, when I get up at 5:30 or whatever, and I have energy. Like I can go to the gym and do that stuff. Like that's not an issue. And I don't have coffee until like 8 o'clock. But then I down coffee because then I'm just like premium, get in my system.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing with premium is they use oils, and that doesn't really work very well with the grinder. The grinder is kind of like, listen, I'm struggling here. You're not supposed to really clean grinders because the burrs have to form, so you're not really supposed to clean them. But you get those oils in there, and it messes some stuff up. That's why I have to get this like manual espresso machine, because if I get a semi-automatic espresso machine with a grinder on it, that grinder goes, what do you do then? You just have a useless grinder? No.
Right.
That's why you need a hand grinder.
Right.
Really work out those delts.
Yeah.
That's where I lack, is those delts. I need to get those up.
Push-ups.
Yeah. Not side delts, though. Side delts doesn't do anything for
Push-ups.
push-ups. Yeah, for front delts.
Push-ups.
Front delts.
Push-ups.
I'm telling you, front delts.
Do 100 push-ups a day. You would be
For front delts.
unbelievably surprised what happens to your shoulders. It rounds them out. Yes, you're gonna have your front delts pop. I get it, but your delts are going to grow, especially if you adjust your grips, your hand width, your hand placement's everything. You'd be surprised what happens to your shoulders when you consistently do a ton of push-ups a day. Shoulders pop, dude.
Yeah.
Build boulders, bro. Boulders. Give her something to hang on to.
Oh,
you know.
oh, she's got a lot to hang on to. It's called fat. So
Oh my God! Don't be so much. You got a great body.
I'm good. I've been pretty good. I'm staying super consistent.
Uh-huh.
And I'm having a good diet right now. That's like not restrictive at all. I'm feeling really good lately.
I'm having too. I think
We're
there's
done
too.
with that one. On to the next.
I think there's too much kale in my system. I think I'm eating too much
I
kale.
think you're literally the only person in the history of the world that has ever said those words in one sentence.
Yeah,
before.
I think I'm eating too much kale.
Why?
What do you mean why? I have a kale salad every day.
Why?
I love salad and I love kale. It's a superfood.
But it doesn't taste good.
I don't care.
So you don't love kale,
No. I do enjoy kale.
but it doesn't taste good.
I don't need to love. I don't love. Here's the thing. I love soul food, but food is fuel. Oh yeah, well past 15.
19. Listen, you should have reminded me at 15 then.
Mega fan will know. I
It's
literally gave you a war no.
Yeah, but I can't keep track.
Okay. Anyways,
We're talking about espresso, man. You really expect me to last 3 minutes on espresso? So why kale?
so kale.
Why?
I just love kale. It's so good for you. Full
but it's
of
not. It doesn't taste good. I'd rather have spinach and arugula than kale.
Okay.
Kale's gross,
Dude, kale's good, man. You got to
It's gross,
It's
though.
roughage.
And you gotta massage it. I don't want.
You
no
can buy
one's
it pre-massaged. You don't got to do all that.
If
Oh,
I need my
stop the
lettuce to be
nonsense.
massaged, I'm not having it.
Nah, you need to be massaged.
I do need to be
I
massaged.
see, because you finally listened to me after over a damn
It
decade.
was so good,
Pause.
but but still, my shoulder's
Yeah.
still out of whack. Like my scapula, right behind my scapula.
Yeah,
is
go to
still
the
messed up.
chiropractor. Still have yet to go to a chiropractor.
No, I'm
Get yourself
nervous, dude.
realigned, especially after lifting weights.
I don't want them to like
Listen,
grab a hold
you
of my
gotta
neck
go-
and yank. You know.
You got to go full Deshaun. Okay, you got to get all the treatments. All the treatments. Yeah, was that him putting the money down to plea out of all those lawsuits? Is that what that was? Anyways, if you don't watch this on YouTube, you're missing out. Telling you
a
that.
little bit.
Yeah, my overexposed face on these insane cameras that we've had for a while.
You're
We're,
fine.
we're having a good time.
You're good. You're not overexposed. You're perfectly exposed.
Talking about cameras, perfect segue. I just finished watching The Terminalist.
You finish it?
Yeah.
How many episodes are there?
8.
I'm still on number 1.
Well, hurry up. When you watch a show, are you like, I know what they did there? Like that nice parallax left?
Yeah. It's kind of, I don't necessarily, yeah, I kind of do. So when I'm watching a show, the most important thing that I'm looking at is lighting. Because I love how, like Ozark, when I was watching Ozark, no spoilers here, don't worry about it. But you saw in every single scene blue hue to everything to kind of convey stress and melancholy and like disaster and like all this stuff. The entire Ozark show had a blue hue to it. And to me, that's super fascinating because, one, they're not bringing around blue lights. I'm telling you that much right now. So what they're doing is they're using lights like this, but then they're color correcting in the editing software, which to me really gets me going. Like our video right now, if everything's done right, which hopefully it is, I'm still new to this, but behind Mike, it actually is purple. Behind me, it's like kind of purple. But to you guys, it's actually blue. And our face a little bit more like orange, like soft and orange, and it's not super bright. If you compare two of our videos, like before we started doing color correcting and now, our picture now is so much more easy to the eyes because colors flow a little bit more. Before it was just like color here, color here, color here. But now it's like we have a blue backdrop, we have an orange to our face, orange red hue to our face and our skin. Those colors complement each other because they're on opposite ends of the color spectrum. That's why that they look nice together. Ozark, it was all blue because it was just like this dead world that is run by drugs, which to me was super fascinating.
So for the viewers that kind of understand, but then like don't necessarily care because they've never seen anything else, my response to Derek was just make me look tan. Because he's just
which
like,
I did.
You did. He dove so deep. I'm like, you're already 40 meters under the surface. Like, just live your life.
Yeah.
Just live your life. It's fine. It'll work out.
I mean, it looks good.
It does.
I will say it looks pretty
good. It does.
good.
Looks, yeah. It is pleasing to the eye.
But yeah, so like one of the big lighting techniques that I've been looking or paying attention to a lot, which is why I talked to you about opposite sides of the camera for lights. It's because when you have a camera shooting in, right now we actually have this set up incorrectly because of the way that we have these lights hanging. We have a 2x4 in the ceiling that's holding both of the camera and the lights.
Hell yeah.
When in reality, we should have the lights over here and the camera over here. And that's because if you watch any Hollywood movie or any movie in general, there is a little triangle underneath the person's like nose and eye where the light is supposed to reflect off of. And that should be the side towards the camera because the more dramatic feel. And now whenever I watch movies, I really try to notice where the light placement is because I'm trying to look for that triangle under the eye. So watch Terminalist and look for it because it's everywhere. That's just how movies are filmed. And I'm thinking to myself, I actually aggravated Gina once because I get really into this stuff. And it's kind of obnoxious. And actually, once you start bringing some of this stuff to light, no pun intended, it ruins the show. Because now you're thinking too much on the behind-the-scenes production aspect. So, The Office is perfect, because we watch The Office all the time. They're not talking when they're talking, if that makes sense. Like, they're doing voiceovers after the fact to get that perfect audio. So, Jim is talking about something, or Dwight's talking about something, like, Bears beat Battlestar Galactica. They have the audio from the camera and all that stuff, but he's in a sound booth going, Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Because if you notice, when he moves around, it's the same audio level the entire time. And it's like, that can't happen. Because you do this, you do this, you do this. That's all different audio levels. So if he meanders a little bit from that microphone, you're going to hear it. You don't hear it. It's because they're doing voiceovers after the fact. I told Gina about that, and she's like, I do not like this at all. Because now I told her the behind-the-scenes aspect of it, and she's like, I just want to watch the show. Can you just, like, shut up? Because it's all that, it's that entire thing now that is very fascinating to me about production.
Are you sure they're not just wearing mics?
I'm sure.
Did you look into...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's all studio?
Yeah.
That's insane that they're able to replicate it.
Mm-hmm.
I do the same thing when it comes to like tactics, but every vet does that was in combat arms. So they're just like, that's not a thing. You would never do that. You wouldn't pull security there. Like, it's all of that sort of thing. It's like their Kevlar was blocking their line of sight, so they couldn't even actually see down the optic. And it actually happens in the Terminalist. There's a woman with a Kevlar. She tries to gain her sight picture. No spoilers, but she tries to gain her sight picture. And in the time it took her to gain a sight picture her Kevlar dropped because it wasn't tightened in the back to keep her Kevlar from dropping. So her Kevlar dropped, blocking her line of sight to actually gain a sight picture with her optic. And in that time, she would have just been lit up and died. I'm like, it's so dumb. And the dudes were just like, they got their sight picture, they brought their rifle right up, like there was no issues. And she's like fumble. There's a term for it. I can't necessarily say it, but it's fumble effing through the motion. And I'm like, you're a dumpster fire. Like, you're not even remote. Like, you're dead. Like, just lay down. It's over.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll point things out to Colleen, and she's like, it's a show. I'm like, I know. I'm sorry. It's just, like, not even, at least try. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
I'm like, you're literally using a Glock 19 to clear an office building. You're on the 5th floor. You haven't reloaded at all. I'm like, at least like the first Matrix was horrendous with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, your MP5K was out of rounds, I don't know, like 4 people ago. This is so obnoxious.
The same thing with Fast and Furious, where they're always shifting. It's like, bro, you got 6 gears to get through, and you're shifting 47 times. It doesn't work like that.
And the runway would have had to been like, I don't know, 76 miles long. Like, it's just obnoxious. And when you point things out like that, you just shake your head. It's just like, come on, at least try it. They're starting to get better. Like, John Wick is way better. But you have actors seeking out professionals that go to, off Hollywood ranges and learn how to properly cycle through things, etc. It's just, oh my goodness, man, what are we doing?
There's Stranger Things, which you haven't watched yet. But
correct.
There's a meme that is going around like crazy, and it's not a spoiler alert. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but there's this character. His name's Eddie Munson, and he plays a Metallica song for like a pivotal part in the scene. It's Master of Puppets, and he actually learned how to play it on guitar because when I watched it the first time through, I was paying attention because I know how to play that song on guitar. So I was paying attention to his fingers to see like where his fingers are. And he actually learned the song, which I feel was extremely crucial to that scene because if he wasn't anywhere near, it would have been like, bro, you just ruined this entire pivotal emotional scene because you didn't know the song. And the fact that he learned it, and obviously he wasn't playing it like it was a studio version of the Metallica song, but just because he had the finger frets in the right spot, to me, that made the scene because I knew that he knew how to play that. I was so excited when I watched that.
There's kids, literal kids, watching that show now. I mean, I even know that. I know about that,
right.
And I haven't seen, I haven't seen a literal single second of the show, period, including that scene. But it's already being talked about. And there's kids now where they're just like, oh, like, what is that? And now Metallica's back up to number 1 on, like, the Billboard charts because of a show.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's impacting different generations. It's wild. It's like when the kids found out about Ozzy Osbourne and they heard Crazy Train for the first time.
With Post Malone song.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, I don't know who Post Malone is, or I don't know who Ozzy Osbourne is, but Post Malone is really helping him out. It's like, bro, you don't know who Ozzy Osbourne is.
Yeah, Ozzy's helping Post Malone. Like, you're out of your mind. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's just funny to see that whole... And then, obviously, we were told in middle school that trends change over. And you're kind of like, yeah, okay, like old senile aunt in the corner, and then you literally see their yearbook, and then you're wearing the same things. You're like, that's weird. It's the same stuff now.
So what about men's like, what's going on with men's fashion? I have such a
it's the same thing.
Extreme.
Fashion.
I hate men's fashion right now.
Well, fashion repeats itself.
I know, but I hate it right now.
Okay, well,
like, why are you wearing a suit and I can see your ankles? What's going on there?
Oh, just a higher hem on the pants?
I don't understand that whole fashion trend. I don't understand that. I don't understand that we're going back to like super light wash denim with hammer pockets. Like, I don't get this.
It's a very European feel. However, for suits specifically, you know who pulls it off really, really well?
Matt Bomer.
Non-white people.
I still can't get behind the ankles though.
Non-white people pull that off extremely well, and now white people. I mean, I'm not trying to be racist. It's the fact. And every dude that I know that's not white, we always have this conversation, and it happens like it's a monthly conversation. White people ruin everything.
Absolutely.
And I'm the one that makes that point. They all laugh, I shoot the toaster, and then we just go around the room, right? So it's a thing. However, that like Nate Burleson pulls it off and he rocks it. Matt Bomer is an anomaly, and that man can do
pull anything off.
whatever the hell he wants to do. He's perfectly symmetrical. It's not fair. But, yeah.
He's just stunning. Even in the center, I was just like, you look like a train wreck, but I still would.
Straight up shaved his head, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I just want to give you a hug, a little kiss on the cheek, maintain some level of alpha, but on the way out, I'm giving you a sniff. You know, like, I just want to smell the collar. You know, like, are you glowing? Like, where we at? But outside of that, it's like black dudes, like people from India that are like business entrepreneurs. They can pull that off. Like, it's just white people try to keep up, and it's just like, dude, just stick to your awful hem, your cargo shorts, old band T-shirts. Like, just do your thing. Like, stay in your lane. Don't try to force assimilation. Leave it alone. You know, like, let them. They got better style than you. They got better rhythm than you. It's okay. Like, just live in that.
Yeah.
You know, just accept it.
Like, I can understand right now, like, the whole suit trend is like, it used to be you have to see a crease, and then the suit pant, like, kind of flares out over your shoe a little bit. Like, that's how it's fit. Whatever you want. I don't care. And, like, the suit pant kind of flares out over your shoe. Like,
it's enough to
just
cover
a little
the tongue.
bit, yeah.
But on the back, it's flat.
Yeah, so, like, I understand the transition from that to, like, all straight all the way down to the foot. And, like, maybe you can see a little bit of the sock. But why are you showing me your ankle? Why are you wearing ankle socks with dress shoes? I just don't understand that. That bothers me so much because, one, I know that I'd get a blister. Because I get blisters so easily on my feet. As soon as I start wearing ankle socks, they just start coming out of the woodwork and it hurts. So why are you wearing ankle socks with dress shoes? Like floor shine dress shoes. Why are you doing that?
Are we at 30?
We don't do second beeps anymore. We haven't since we were in the basement. It's too much to hang up, like, have to pay attention
We're
to.
at the second beep.
We're at 32 right now. Way off. Way off.
Dude, I'm not. There's no timer. Guys, this is all in my bones. I'm not that far off.
You're way off.
I was 4 minutes, now I'm 2 minutes.
Yeah, way off.
Beep.
Beep.
There she is. Oh, goodness. You do it every episode where you just go off the rails.
Yeah.
And then you know what happens? Spotify randomly throws in a Home Depot ad and ruins it.
Right.
Listen to the whole ad, all right? It's the only thing keeping the lights on over here.
I put that Spotify ad right at the beep just so you don't get the clarification of being right.
You don't have that power.
Oh, I do.
I'm the captain now.
I do have the power. I have to put every single ad placement in there. That's why it takes me so friggin' long to upload to Red Circle, because it's like, you have 3 ads. Where do you want them? I'm like, I don't care. Just put them in there. We're not going to get paid anyway.
We
put
do.
it in there.
We do.
Yeah, 12 cents. Thanks.
Correct. Thank you for the direct deposit. It costs more money to direct deposit the 12 cents than it does to actually pay us anything.
Speaking of which, the next 4, actually the next 3 at this point, Friday episodes are not going to be on Spotify or any podcast platform. You got to go to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe when you're there, because it's our whole trip to Ireland. It was a great time. You have to go to YouTube to watch that, though. Just saying.
It was a great time. It was one of the best times.
One of the best. Billions of dollars were spent.
So, speaking of sports.
Were we speaking of sports?
Well, now we are.
Oh, okay.
Because sports just came up.
When?
Just now.
Just because you said speaking of sports?
Well, yeah. Because you said billions, and then it reminded me about sports. This is how it goes, people. Okay. NFL players are, like, out of the league at 30 years old. How does that make you feel? Because we're both 30 now.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thanks.
Everybody wish Mike happy birthday in the comments below. One person's going to be like, yo, promote it on MusicBed.
Send DM here. Weird arrow, upside down, Japanese emoji.
We did get a cool email, though, today from
Balaton.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
We did.
So how do I feel that people are more successful than me when they're 30?
No. I'm saying people get out of the NFL at, like, 30 years old because they're considered old. Like, multiple people. That's insane to think about.
To me, it's more weird looking at, like, the NHL draft and seeing that these kids are drafted at, like, 16 years old. It's like, really? You're getting paid that much and you're, like, 16 years old. That bothers me. It doesn't bother me, but you're at that point now where all your athletes are younger than you, basically.
I don't know how
and
I
it's
feel
just
about
so
it.
weird.
I know. It's very weird. I don't know how I feel about it.
Like, how can you realistically look up to Josh Allen when he's 5 years younger than you?
Yeah, I can't. I just love him for what he does for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. But that's just like a weird concept.
It is, where it's now a literal generational gap. If I went to a Bills game, he wouldn't sign my jersey over a kid's.
Right.
He would sign the kid's.
Right.
I got a problem with that. Because listen, Joshy.
But again, I'll sniff his hair on the way out.
I'm going to sniff that collar. Yeah. With Josh Allen, though, I might sneak a lick. Might sneak a lick. Maybe on the earlobe, inner neck, try to figure it out. I got a problem with now being considered an actual adult. Listen, Joshy, I'm still 15.
When do you think that transition actually happens where you're considered mentally an adult?
30.
Is that 25?
I think it's 30
Really?
where they're just like, like this is...
Because now you're in that
You
3
eclipse
category?
the hill. Yeah, like you eclipse the hill, However, from a man's perspective, Tony Soprano hard sniff, you're at 28 to 32 is your prime.
Well, that's good. We're right in the middle of our prime right now.
We are. 28 to 32, I believe, is our prime.
See, now, for me personally, I think my prime is going to be like 35 to 38.
I mean, yeah, but dude, look at our bodies. And when we leave dude, it's just a different denseness. It's a different thickness. Like, we've been around the block. We've survived a couple winters.
Maybe but I'm just getting into it again.
Oh, dude, I'm just like, when I leave the gym, man, I'm taking my shake before bed. I wake up dense as hell. I wake up real dense, and then I just look at myself in the mirror at 5 a.m., and I'm like, yeah, me.
Did you just censor yourself?
Yeah. And then I take my morning leak, and then I jump in the shower and go to work, and then I'm just like, today's the day. And then by like 7 a.m., I'm already defeated and miserable. But it's fine, because I got 50 dudes just kicking me in the nuts every day with questions, and it's just like, something's wrong.
I thought
I'm like,
it was just
you're
a new
right.
business that you're getting into.
No. What businesses am I getting? What are you talking about?
If you're getting kicked in the nuts by 50 dudes, I would question what job you have.
Oh, no, it's just because there's 50 dudes within the department, and they ask questions. And they're all valid questions. But
yeah,
it's fine.
I don't think that I'm at that point right now. I feel like I'm getting there. Like, I was super healthy and super fit at, like, 18, and then I kind of fell off the bandwagon for a little bit. And I'm getting back into it. So I feel like I'm still working my way up that hill.
Yeah, but listen, when you were 18, 19, you were super consistent, right?
For, like, 4 years, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, for those 4 years, you looked at yourself in the mirror and you're just like, oh, man, like, that's...
No, I had body dysmorphism back then.
I mean, we all still do, Derek. But you were looking in the mirror...
I thought I was fat back then.
Listen to my point, Derek. It was like, man, like, I look good.
I never had that feeling.
Me neither then. So you're like, oh, I look good right now. And then the thought is, what am I going to look like when I'm a man? Like, at what point am I a man? And I feel like I'm just hitting that point of, like, this is it. Like, you're a man now. Yeah. You're not just kind of... My whole goal is to be a DILF.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
DILF with the wagon.
DILF with the wagon. Yeah, DILF with the wagon. Go back, watch that episode. That's the only goal. DILF with the wagon. I feel like now, because I'm 30, this is it.
See, now
I reached that point.
For me, back when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, I felt fat back then when I was then, even though I was in the best shape of my life. And then I fell off. And then I looked back at pictures of myself when I was 18, 19, and I was like, oh, I was actually kind of ripped. And now that I'm 30, I'm looking at myself now saying, I feel very good to the point where I'm definitely better than I was back when I was 18, 19. So now I'm at that point by saying, I wonder when I grow up what I'll look like, because I'm still a kid at my heart. So that's why I think like 38, 40, like that's going to be my prime where I'm going to be ripped and I'm going to be super healthy, because I'm just kind of getting into that healthy, ripped lifestyle now. I feel like 40, 38, 40, 36 to 40, 42 is going to be like
There's
my
so
years
many numbers
where I'm just going to be shredded and I'm just going to be laying the pipe. Just kidding. I'm going to be married.
Yeah,
but anyway.
But then we're going to, marry the pipe to one woman. And then we're going to be laying pipe in your new house, in your basement, to make sure it's waterproof.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like that's, I feel like 40 is going to be a great year for me. And then it's just going to go straight downhill, because then at that point, I'm going to be like, I made it. Where's the pizza? And then it's just going to go straight down.
Here's the problem, Derek, is at 30 years old, I go outside, and I'm like, yeah, it's going to rain. Not because I can smell it or see the clouds.
You can feel it in your knee.
I can feel it in my knee, Derek. That's how I know I'm a man.
See, now my thing is that my ankles and my knees have been hurting since I was like 14.
Because we skateboarded like derelicts.
Correct.
And we sucked, so all we did was fall.
Exactly.
And we
so
always
I
fell
feel
on our
like
knees.
It's not going to change from now until I'm 40.
Let's ollie the loading dock.
Right.
I might pop shove it because I'm just going to go am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Been there.
Did you ever record yourself skateboarding? Like,
dude, we've made
and stuff?
multiple videos.
Do you still have them or no?
No.
Oh, Steve still has some. We should watch them on the pod.
No,
That'd be
no,
fun.
no.
It'd be real fun.
There's actually a really, well, what I remember. Okay, I'm just gonna tell a story. We went to a middle school, a local middle school, and they had I call it a set, you call it a stair. It was a 3 set.
I call them sets.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It was,
3 set.
well, I always get mad when people call it a stair.
No.
Like, yeah, no, it's a set. So there was a 3 set that we would ollie. And my buddy kickflipped it once. Like, it was a huge deal.
100%.
Yeah. My other buddy kickflipped a 6 set, and it was just like, you're going pro. So, and then that same buddy went to ECC, and he was like, I might butcher his name. I might be totally wrong, but Daryl Damon from Baker,
Yeah.
if that's his name, who did like he's basically a younger version of him. So anyways, okay. Go to the school, and my buddy's recording, and I ollie the 3 set. And my arms are like all over the place, keeping balance, and I look like the dude that actually skated for Blind, who did that.
Yeah.
I had like the same style, because I'm like, I was a Daryl. But the pop that I achieved, ollieing the 3 set, was insane, and it was super clean. Super clean. I stomped it, and then I just rolled away, and I was like, that's it.
You catch it. Oh, no.
It was an ollie.
Yeah.
But it was immaculate.
Yeah.
Like, the foot slid up, the board followed, and it was total confidence, no issues at all. Stomped it, and I was like, I got way higher than what I actually witnessed from my own eyes. But the other thing that really tripped, probably you too, because you're the same height, is you're ollieing something, but you're adding 6 feet because you're 6 foot tall. And at the time we're skating, we're like 5'9", 5'10", but I'm like, it's high. And you're like, it's really not that high. Like, stand next to it and you'll see, and then that's how you would build confidence. And with the 3 set, when I watched that back, it gave more motivation to keep going, because I was like seeing myself skate for the first time, and it was clean. It was, we weren't bad at skating. We just weren't going pro.
Right.
There was a vast distinction there.
When was the last time you got on a board?
When outside of your garage.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we did that. We should record that one time.
It was super pain. My knee screamed as soon as I stood. It's like, get off. Get off. Here's what I want to do. I want to go to Santa Monica, and I want to skateboard the beach.
Yeah.
That's one of
Would
my
you ever
goals.
get a longboard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would do in Santa Monica.
So, do you know Casey Neistat? Have you ever heard of him before? He's like this famous YouTuber that lives in New York City.
No.
He's sponsored, or he's like, there's this company that sends him electric skateboards where it comes with a remote control, and then he just like goes around New York City with it. That's what I would buy. That would be so sick.
A remote control longboard?
Yeah, it's so cool. You just like literally
What is it
have
motored
this power
by?
thing.
Is it battery or gas?
It's a battery.
Oh, no kidding.
And you just like press the button forward and you just fly. It looks so sick.
Until you hit a stone.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously. No, the wheels are a little bit bigger, so they can handle like speed bumps and like people. But you like push it forward a little bit and you actually go.
Huh.
It's really sweet.
Yeah.
And honestly, in New York City, that sounds like a great idea.
Well, yeah, obviously. Just, how else are you going to get around? Subway? Losers.
Do you remember when you were younger and there was like those pit bikes that weren't really motorcycles? They were like awkward. Like my dad made this pit bike with the motor on
They're
it.
literal pit bikes, yeah.
Those were awkward.
Those and 3-wheelers.
Yeah.
Massive issues. Should we talk about true crime this week? That was a massive story.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
The Lackawanna stuff?
No, when I called you and I was like, hey, did you hear about that body that they found? And you're like, yeah, dude, that's
In
wild.
Lackawanna, right?
No, it's Lakeview.
Oh, Lakeview, right? Yeah.
That's insane.
Tell the people. I don't do research.
Here's what happened. So Lakeview was an affluent area outside of Buffalo.
45. Nailed it.
Nailed it. It's an affluent area. Very high property tax, and now it's overdeveloped. It didn't used to be. Affluent. Crushing it,
Fluent,
dude.
like they're super fluent in French.
I'm going to saunter home, which isn't saunter like walking slowly? It's like a light walk.
I don't know.
It's like a slow walk. Can you look that up? Do you have phone service?
I sure can.
Okay, look up the definition of saunder. It's
SAUNDER.
Yeah, I believe it's walking slowly,
Okay,
which is the
continue
exact
forward.
opposite of what I do. So, for those that live out of state and never heard of
Yeah,
the
saunter.
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 Yeah, there you go. I was pontificating what the definition was. I was astonished that I remembered. busting out all the vocab. People are like, Mike is not that intelligent. Why is he trying so hard? So anyways, for those that live out of state, for those that live outside of Buffalo, Lakeview is an affluent area of a suburb that's south of Buffalo. It used to be rural. It's not anymore. They've filled it with Dollar Generals and Tim Hortons and different like health labs and people. So now it's full of like different neighborhoods. Property taxes are extremely high, and your backyard is somebody's front yard. It's very annoying. However, it's very safe. It's traditionally and historically always been a very safe area. Low crime except for like the general drug deals. They had a bunch of white kids in middle school form a quote-unquote gang. They got busted almost immediately because the cops were like, "You're a joke. I know your parents. We went to high school together. Like, stop the nonsense. Like, just go home and let your dad like discipline you." Right? There was a kid a literal kid. He was 20. He was lured into the woods because, again, it's a more rural suburb. He was lured into the woods by 6 people, and they one of the 6 stabbed him to death, and left him in the woods. I mean, it's devastating news for the town, really. Yeah. And
that happens every day in like the city of Buffalo, but you don't expect that for Lakeview.
Yeah. I mean, Chicago, it's like straight gunfights in broad daylight on main roads, but it's like small town America gets hit with this, large case. And when the town PD posted it on their Facebook, obviously many people, at least on my feed, knew the family of this, they just lost their son. Like, it's tragic. It's super sad. And then everybody shared it just because, like, we're all from that area, whatever. Unbelievably sad.
Yeah.
So all of them essentially got charged with felonies, which is insane because they're all from the age of like 26 to 20 years old, and they have felonies on their records. Their lives are over with. Yeah. Like manslaughter and murder charges. They're literally
Why
in a
did they
holding
do it
center.
in the first place?
I don't know. I don't know if it was a bullying thing where they lured him into the woods, but the one kid just like stabbed him to death.
Jesus.
Horrid. I don't know. Very strange. But that was like the big news of the week.
Yeah.
Nuts. Because normally it's like, hey, can you help us catch this person that stole something from the super Walmart? Like, whatever,
not
man.
murder.
Like, he stole bananas and,
Right.
okay, like, theft prevention can't chase him after the parking lot. Like, whatever. Like, call this detective. He's going to retire in two months. Like, whatever. This is like a legit murder where a family's devastated. It's just insane to think about and fathom.
That's wild.
Yeah, I feel so bad, but that was like the major news of the week for the weekly recap, because if you're new here, we do that. But yeah, I mean, it was just insane to see.
Well, that's a cheery topic to end on. So thank you all for joining episode 147. We're approaching 150. What are we doing? Are we doing anything special or what?
Maybe we should drink
a
a 150 proof.
Is there anything out there? 150? There's got to be, but I just don't know.
Is there one out there? Yeah, I just drank it. Tommy Rotter's 10-year single barrel release was 150 proof. I had it.
10-year single barrel release 150.
On Sunday, I might treat you.
It's a lot. It's a lot to lose to Angel share, you know.
We'll talk about it.
So, yeah, 150 is coming up. Make sure you subscribe. We are at 550 subscribers, too, so please subscribe. Let's get us to 1,000. We're on the road to 1,000. We're well on the road. We're almost there, basically. Just kidding. So thank you all very much for joining today's episode. If you like today's episode, let us know in the comments down below what your favorite part of today's episode was. We just did an educational Wednesday whiskey review around the differences between Hartman's Rye and Hartman's Barrel Proof Bourbon. So if you're interested in that or you want more education around the different types of whiskey, go check that out, because that will be a good episode for you all to listen to. We do recommend, if you do drink anything, including our 150 barrel proof that we're going to be drinking next week, I guess, or in a couple weeks.
No.
Please remember to always drink responsibly.
Me and you are going to drink it
Be
alone.
a good person.
Off air.
And don't litter.
No. Don't litter! You got to steal my line on my birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, bud.
Thank you.
30 for Michael. Let's give him some subscribers, all right? Thank you very much, everybody. Please remember to always drink responsibly. Be a good person. And Michael.
Don't litter.
We're out.